Hi everyone, welcome. I'm going to do a requested video tonight. So I posted a page, this one, when I did the book review, and someone asked to see how I did the water. So I thought I would go ahead and get that video done. It's a fairly quick one, so you shouldn't have to stick too long. I wanted to show you, here's another type, so it really depends on kind of what you're doing with the water and if you want the sun effect. But I found this nice little page in Wish You Were Here by Teresa Goodrich, and it's another little beach scene. This one does not have the sun in it, so I'm going to do just the straight blues on this one. The sand is not finished, so the sand will look more like the this one when I get it all blended and put the shadows in. See how everything is very blended and the shadows are nice and prominent. But I just wanted to show you the darker to lighter where the water is going to wash back and forth over the shore. That's just a little detail that kind of brings it to life a little bit, makes it a little more realistic. So for this one, I'm going to do straight blues. I'm not going to do the reflection of the sun. We're just gonna do blues. I'm going to pull you in a little closer and we'll get started. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do straight blues. I'm going to use Prismacolor, but any blues will do. Okay, so anyways, yes, I'm going to do straight blues. So you'll notice in this one that this is more of a turquoise. So this is more of like this color palette and blended with a very light blue. And then my sun reflections. So in the other one I showed you for an example, it is more of the blue tones that I'm going to do today. Now, if you want to add in this little bit of turquoise, that is up to you. It's really the effect of the water you're going for. Are you going for crystal blue? Are you going for like a tropical Caribbean sea green feel? So for this one, I think I'm going to do straight blues and maybe we'll add a little turquoise, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to start with Indian Throne Blue for my darkest blue. So I'm not going to scribble over my whole water section here. I am going to do my water line because whatever color I decide to do my sky, I want to make sure this line stands out. I am going to do this little zigzag off this boat here. And same thing. This is hard to do without turning my book. Okay, so just that little zigzag out. Now, this, we want to follow the lines. For one, we are hiding the lines the artist put in, so it's a little more natural looking. And for two, it's kind of the wave line where the waves are starting to kind of come in on shore. So we want to make sure we got that nice and dark and then a light. The great thing about water is no water looks the same and you can't really screw it up. So it is fun to play with and get different colors and swirls and shadow effects. But so you'll notice that this blue really brings out the yellow in this sand, which helps a lot. So I'm going to darken over here by these rocks. And then I am going to come all the way up on shore. Now I know that seems like this area should be light because it's on shore. But I will come in with gel pen and kind of dab in like the white wave feel, and that's really going to trim it down some. So, cover up these lines. I'm going to leave those ones. But I am going to kind of fill it in a little, make it a little, uneven. Alright, and then we will come in with our next color. So my next color is going to be Denim Blue. And I'm just going to hit the darkest areas. So in other words, I'm not doing everywhere I put that blue, just the darkest spots. That's all I'm going to do for that color. There's a really loud truck getting ready to drive by. I apologize. Comes across really loud. Okay, this is going to be revive. Okay, this is going to be my next. So this is kind of like my transition color. This is what's going to transition my water from this deep blue to this light blue. See, I'm kind of just filling it in here. Leaving a little gap for highlights. This is aquamarine, by the way, if you're using Prismas. Even if you don't have the same pencils, you can color match and get a really great effect, or, you know, use your favorite blue combination. Okay, notice I am not going in dark, I am not burnishing, I am not blending it. I'm just kind of laying everything in. So in a couple spots, this is permanent blue, and you don't have to use this many blues if you don't want to. Right, I like this permanent blue color over the top of that aquamarine in a couple spots. Just makes it feel like it has a little more depth, and hopefully I'm not rocking the camera too bad here. It's hard to color without turning your book. So, not blending or anything like that, just putting down color basically. And your light color will pick it up. Okay, now this is where the magic happens, and I'm going to come in with cloud blue. I'm going to turn this just a dot, and hopefully you can still see. Small circular motions over all the colors. Even if you wanted that area dark, small circular motions. Okay, get right against those rocks. Now, if you lose your dark, you can always come in and put in more dark. But once you go dark, you can't go light. So, it's an important rule when doing water, to me anyways. You can always do this the other way around if you want. If you want to come in and put in where you want your light spots, that works too. This is just, I use my light to blend, so to me it makes sense to go with my darkest colors first. Okay, you'll see right here we're going to have a couple lines. We will fix those once we get this all in. But we want to stick with our dark circular motions anyway. Not pressing hard, just pulling around some color. Looks a little more smooth here. And if this is interesting to you, or you're trying to figure out how to do the sun ones with the reflection, I will try to do a couple more of these different type of water techniques as summer goes on. I found these quick little cute tutorials of just one thing versus whole pages seem to do a little better. So I've been trying to, like, if I do something I think looks cool, I try to do a video on it. Again, this one was requested, so I figured I will get it up. I try to get my requested videos up as quickly as possible, but sometimes. Okay, so you're gonna see this little spot around my pole looks a little weird. Let me pull it in a little closer, and that's just because I couldn't go exactly the right way. So I'm going to sharpen my pencil and I'm just going to fix it. I'm going to go the direction of the water right next to that pole. And if you get it on your pole, it is easier to erase the pole than to try to dodge it. And you can see I didn't really worry about getting the sand color on it either because it's going to be brown anyway, so. Okay, and then this is kind of where I come in, and if I lost a little of my dark blue, well, let me just add some more in. If like any spot is way too bright, fix it. So that's the great thing about layering, and that's why we don't push hard, and that's why we don't blend right off the bat. Because then we can kind of see how everything comes together. Now this is kind of the same effect if you're using marker or if you're using marker, you would just blend your markers the same way. Starting with your darkest usually works best with marker. Okay. And now I'm just kind of fixing around this pole, pulling in some color so it doesn't look too choppy anywhere. Where I had those lines right there that really needed blended out a little, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of blending out any funky spots I didn't like. Don't get rid of your light highlights though, those are really what sets off the nice water feel. Okay, so the next thing I do, and this is personal preference, if you like your water like that, don't touch it, and this doesn't have to be exact, and if you colored over your lines with dark color and you can't see what was there before, make your own. It's water. So I just kind of come in, and if your gel pen chops, I kind of like it like that. The slower you go, here I'll show you one time. The slower you go, the better line you will have. But I like the choppy kind of cut out look. And it looks a little more natural. Okay, just scribbling in a reflection, literally scribbling it in. Up here is where I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna start a little ways back in the water, and you might have to go over this a couple times because it is gonna change colors. Make sure you keep it uneven. You don't want a straight line because water is not going to be in a straight line. Make it a little thicker in spots, thinner in spots. So bringing it out in a couple of spots here. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little around these rocks so it looks like we're splashing up the rocks. And that's how you do it. It's fairly quick and simple. It's mainly all blending that makes the effect happen. So if you have any questions, comments, any other things you would like to see, let me know. Like I said, I do try to get them out fairly quickly. I have had quite a few in the last couple days, so I will try to get to them all as quickly as I can, but I do love the requests. It's awesome. So excited to see so many, but it does take me a minute. And like right here, you can see a couple lines come out. That is totally up to you if you want to bring it out a little right there. I'm going to hide this line right here. Alright, so I will quickly hold this a little closer so you can see up close in case you need to see the details. But that is my quick and easy way of doing oceans, water, lake type thing. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and I hope to see you next video.